You must stop seeking validation from external sources. You must stop caring about what other people think about you. How many times did you hear these two sentences? Probably a lot. There's nothing wrong with these two sentences. I believe that stop caring about what other people think is one of the most important things to become successful and happy. But at the same time, these two sentences can be a huge trap for a lot of people. They can lead to isolation, delusion, and unhappiness. I noticed this trap in myself and in a lot of people in the self-help industry, and this is what inspired me to make a video about it. So, let's jump into it. The trap I was talking about is as follows. People do a lot of harmful stuff to you. They disappoint you, they frustrate you, they hurt you, and as a reaction to that pain, you go search for self-help advice to deal with that pain, and you suddenly find this advice. Stop caring completely about what other people think, and then what you do is you start to build an ego around that idea. I'm an independent guy, I don't need anyone, I shouldn't seek validation from others. But building this self-image will not suddenly make you independent. In reality, you still depend on other people, but you can't accept this reality because it contradicts your ego. So you deny this reality and you start to shame yourself whenever you find yourself reacting in some way to other people. What's wrong with me? I should never care about other people's opinions. But in reality, this is impossible, so you keep being trapped in that cycle of guilt, and this cycle will massively sabotage your growth. So what's the problem here exactly? In fact, there are two problems. First, there's a gap between who you believe you are and the real essence of who you are. If you believe you're an independent guy, that doesn't mean you become independent. Second, you can't stop caring about what other people think completely. As humans, we are evolved by living in groups. This is why we care about other people's opinions. It is ingrained in our biology. When you hear what I said previously, you might say, so what's the alternative solution? Should I go back to caring too much about what other people think and stay in a people pleaser? I would say not exactly. In fact, there's a middle ground position you can live in. In this position, you can combine both dependency and independency. The key insight in this video is the following. Be okay with getting approval from other people as long as you're living up to your values. What does that mean? It means that you have clear values that you hold and you're not willing to break them no matter what other people say. But as long as you're living up to these values and not breaking them, it's okay to enjoy approval from other people. If you adopt this mindset, you're basically integrating your instincts to be validated socially. But in the same time, you keep a sense of individualism because you have values that you're not willing to give up. If you value courage, for example, and you manage to do something brave, and people judge you for that, you must dismiss their opinions and honor what you value. And if other people praise you about something courageous you did, it's then okay to enjoy their approval because you already value it in yourself. By doing this, you're basically saying, my values come first, and then people's opinions come second. On the other hand, if you value courage and you manage to do something brave, and then someone comes and says, if you do this, I'll be mad at you. If you give up doing the courageous act, you're basically saying to yourself, I value the opinion of this guy more than I value myself. What you should never do is to change yourself, change your values, and change what you believe in order to be liked by someone. This is a very toxic way of life, and it is very hurtful to your self-esteem. Another important point is, when you create your values, they must be coming from what you deeply value, not from any external sources. In this sense, you're not really creating your values, but you're discovering them based on the personality traits that you hold. But you might ask, how do I know my values? Well, it might surprise you, but you already know your values in some way. Just ask yourself, what kind of person do I wish to be? What personality traits do I want to have? Who are the people that I admire? Who am I attracted to? While responding to these questions, make sure to write everything that pops up in your mind and don't judge your answers. Because the mechanism that judges you while answering these questions is the same mechanism that was trying to prevent you in your whole life from living up to what you want to be. One final thing I recommend is to write your values in a piece of paper and read them every time you wake up. By doing this, you're setting your priorities right. My values must always come first. And with that said, thank you for watching and see you later.